My name is Jess, and with my wedding to Liam just a month away, I was living in a fairy tale. Liam was everything I had ever wanted, kind, steady, and deeply in love with me. Our life together felt perfect, a beautiful future stretching out before us, and at the center of that future was Alex, Liam's best man. Alex had been Liam's best friend since they were 5 years old. He was charismatic, the life of every party, and to me, he'd always been like a loud but lovable older brother. I adored him because Liam adored him. But as the wedding drew closer, something began to shift. It started with the jokes. They were always said with a laugh in front of a group of people, making them impossible to challenge without seeming like I had no sense of humor. "Wow, Jess, you look incredible," he'd say, his eyes lingering a little too long. "Liam better keep you on a short leash after the wedding." Everyone would laugh, and I would force a smile, a knot tightening in my stomach. Then there were the touches, a hand on the small of my back that lingered too long for a photo, a hug that felt a little too possessive. I tried to tell myself I was imagining it, that it was just wedding stress making me paranoid, but the feeling of unease grew. I finally decided to mention it to Liam, trying to sound as casual as possible one night. "Hey, honey." I started. "Has Alex seemed a little intense lately? He's been making some weird jokes." Liam didn't even look up from his phone. "Babe, that's just Alex being Alex. You know he doesn't mean anything by it. He's just excited for us. Don't be so sensitive." His dismissal was a small, sharp sting. He hadn't just defended his friend, he had invalidated my feelings completely. He had told me, in no uncertain terms, that my perception of reality was wrong. The final straw came at our engagement party. The house was full of friends and family, laughter and music. I was in the kitchen, refilling a tray of drinks, when Alex cornered me. Liam was on the other side of the room. Alex leaned in close, his voice a low murmur against the noise of the party. "You know," he said, his breath warm on my ear, "all this white dress, till death do us part stuff is cute. But if you ever get tired of playing house, you know who to call." He pulled back, a smug smirk on his face, and walked away before I could even react. I stood there, frozen, the clinking of glasses and cheerful music suddenly sounding like a distorted nightmare. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't me being sensitive. It was a direct, sleazy, and utterly disrespectful advance. And the man I was supposed to marry in 4 weeks had already made it clear. If I told him, he wouldn't believe me. I was completely, terrifyingly alone. The engagement party was a nightmare. I spent the rest of the night on autopilot, smiling, accepting congratulations, all while my mind was screaming. The fairy tale had ended. I was engaged to a man who would not protect me from his own best friend. I knew I couldn't let it go. The next day, I sat Liam down. There were no casual suggestions this time. "Liam," I said, my voice shaking with a mixture of anger and hurt. "We need to talk about Alex. At the party last night, he cornered me in the kitchen and propositioned me. He told me to call him if I ever got tired of playing house." I watched his face, praying for a flicker of concern, of anger on my behalf. Instead, his expression hardened. "Are you serious, Jess?" he said, his voice dangerously low. "A month before our wedding, you're going to start this? You're going to make these insane accusations about my best friend?" "It's not an accusation, Liam. It's what happened." "No," he said, standing up and pacing the room. "I know what this is. It's wedding stress." "You're trying to create drama, to push him away." Before I could argue, he grabbed his phone. "You know what? Let's clear this up right now." He dialed Alex and put him on speakerphone. My blood ran cold. "Hey, man," Liam said. "Jess is here. She's a bit upset. Says you said something to her at the party that she misunderstood." Alex's voice came through the speaker, dripping with fake, wounded sincerity. "Oh my God, Jess, I am so sorry," he said. "I was just joking around, trying to be one of the guys. I cannot believe you would think I would ever disrespect you or Liam like that. I'm heartbroken. I would never." Liam hung up, his eyes blazing with fury. But it was all directed at me. "There," he said, his voice like ice. Are you happy now? You've made him feel like a monster. You are tearing our family apart over nothing. I think you owe him an apology." I just stared at him, speechless. It was a masterclass in manipulation, and Liam had fallen for it completely. The problem wasn't Alex anymore. The problem was the man standing in front of me. The man who had just demanded I apologize for being harassed. "So that's it," I whispered. "It's either I pretend this never happened, or I'm the bad guy." "I think you need to figure out what's more important," he said coldly. "Your baseless paranoia, or our future." In that moment, I saw our entire future unfurl before me. A lifetime of being told I was too sensitive. A lifetime of having my feelings dismissed. A lifetime of coming in second place to Alex. The wedding I had been dreaming of now felt like a cage. I knew I couldn't marry him. But I also couldn't just walk away and let Alex win, letting him slither back into Liam's life. A snake in the garden. I needed proof. Not for Liam anymore. For myself. I needed to expose Alex for the predator he was. And I had an idea how. My plan was risky. But it was the only way. The wedding was still 2 weeks away. That evening, I went to Liam, my eyes filled with fake tears. I told him he was right, that I had been overreacting, that the stress had gotten to me. I apologized for causing so much trouble. He was so relieved that he didn't question it, simply pulling me into a hug, telling me he knew I'd come to my senses. The fairy tale was back on, but this time, I was the one telling the story. I knew Alex was scheduled to come to our apartment the following Saturday to pick up the groomsmen's suits while Liam was out for a final fitting. It was the perfect opportunity. I told Liam I was going for an all-day spa retreat to de-stress. Instead, I went to a coffee shop down the street, my heart pounding, after setting up a small, hidden camera in our living room, streaming the feed directly to my phone. Alex let himself in right on schedule. As soon as I saw him on the feed, I sent him a text message from my phone. "Changed my mind about the spa day." I wrote, "I can't stop thinking about what you said. Meet me at the Westville Hotel, room 301. Now, don't tell Liam." I watched on my phone as he read the text. A slow, predatory smile spread across his face. He looked around the empty apartment, then pumped his fist in a small, triumphant gesture. It was the look of a hunter who had just cornered his prey. Then I watched as he pulled out his own phone and called Liam. "Hey man," he said, his voice a perfect imitation of a stressed best man. "Something's come up with the suit rentals, a mix-up. I've got to run across town to fix it. Might be a couple of hours." The lie was so easy, so natural. It was all on video. That was all I needed. I texted Liam one word. "Emergency. Come home now." He arrived 20 minutes later, his face etched with worry. I was sitting on the sofa, perfectly calm. "What's wrong?" he asked, rushing to my side. I didn't say a word. I just turned my phone around and played him the video. I watched his face as he saw his best friend's triumphant smirk. I watched his expression crumble as he heard the effortless lie Alex told him on the phone, the lie he told so he could go meet his fiancé for a hotel tryst. There was no room for misinterpretation. No way to twist the story. It was the raw, ugly truth, captured on video. The wedding, of course, was called off. Liam's confrontation with Alex was explosive, the end of a lifelong friendship. Our own ending was quieter, filled with a profound sadness for what we had lost. He apologized, over and over, for not believing me, but the trust between us was shattered beyond repair. Months later, I was living in my own apartment, rebuilding my life. I was heartbroken over the man I thought Liam was, but I never once regretted my choice. One afternoon, I received a final text from him. "I'm so sorry, Jess," it read. "You deserved a man who would believe you. I hope one day I can be that man." I read the text, and for the first time, I felt a sense of peace. I typed back a simple, "I hope you can too," and then I deleted his number. I walked out of my apartment and into the sunshine, finally free. I had saved myself from a lifetime of being unheard.